Today I am going to show you how to build a super simple cat farm for Minecraft. So this cat farm uses villagers to spawn in cats. As you can see, I've got 5 villagers here. That's the minimum you'll need to spawn in your cats. And then I've got 4 different spawn platforms for all the cats to spawn on. And I've got a rabbit in the middle, that's to lure the cats in. And they can drop down into this area, then they're moved all the way to the center. And they'll end up in this area here, this little pen. And you can do whatever you want with your cats. You can use it for So the item list for this sort of farm is in the description below, so go check that out now if you're building this on survival. Make sure that you have a big enough area. This is 61 blocks by 61 blocks. So make sure you have that sort of area cleared out, or just find a nice large area. You can even build this up high in where there's like an ocean biome. And it should work there too. Now you have to have an iron golem here so that the villagers don't actually spawn any more iron golems. It's quite a big problem because they can spawn one over here. And that can use up an area for like an entity to spawn here. So what I mean by that is a cat. So a cat could spawn here, but the iron golem will be in the way, so the spawn will cancel. Which would be quite annoying. So I'm going to move on to the tutorial for it now. Before I move on to the tutorial, I just want to go through some of the measurements for this farm. So right here we've got a massive square. We're going to have 4 of these squares over here. So this is 22 by 22 area. Then over here there's a gap between here. So from over here, from this block here to this block here, it's around about 17 blocks gap between that. Okay, so first of all you're going to have to find your AFK platform. So this will be in the middle of your farm. So right here I've chosen a nice area. It's 12 blocks up. So if you're building this on like a flat area, then you can do what I've done and build it 12 blocks up. So now I'm going to fill this in. I'm going to make it like a little chamber. All the blocks in the middle are temp blocks, so you can just break all that. So right here we've got the AFK chamber, so the player will be standing in the middle. So you have to stand actually in the middle of the block. Otherwise it might decrease your rates a tiny bit. Not too much, but just a small bit. Now I'm going to go across here with the wall. And I'm going to go down here. And we're just going to make a little chamber here. This is going to be for the iron golem. And we're going to use some cobblestone walls as they're quite cheap and easy to get. And that's it for that. Now you can spawn in an iron golem if you want, or you can try and convince the villagers to spawn in an iron golem. I'm just going to summon one in a minute. But now I'm going to get the beds, so this is going to be where the villagers will be staying. So now I'm going to get some beds. You're going to need 5 beds. And I can just break all this, as it's going to get in the way of the iron golem spawning. And I can go up here with the glass. That was a temp block. And I'm just going to make a little chamber here. Now you could, if you wanted to, turn this into a mini iron farm. But it's not fully advised, like you don't have to. This is mainly for cats. And we just spawn in all the villagers. Now you probably want to link this up to a villager breeder. Okay, so now we're going to spend a little bit of time just marking out the area. So first we're going to be marking out the square, which is where the player will be, and also the iron golem and also the villagers will be. So we're going to have to go out 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 blocks over here. Now you don't have to use glass, you can use whatever you want. I'm just using glass because it's in my offhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll also be going in this direction, 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to be making sort of a square. So now over here, as you can see, there's a wall. There's 2 blocks here and a wall here, so we only have to go 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got sort of a square. Now you can also fill the square in. This is not going to stay, this is just to help us visualize how big the farm will be. So if we fill in this square here, we don't have to fill in the middle. We're just making a nice little square, just to make it easier to calculate. Okay, so now on each corner of this square, we're going to have to place a block here like that. Now this is going to be your spawning platform for all the cats. So if I go across like this, so I'm going to go across around 22 blocks. This is the first block. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we've got 22 across here. Now we're going to have to go 22 in the other direction. And then we're going to make a giant square, so I'll show you in a second. Okay, so you should have your 22 by 22 size platform over here. So right here it's 22 by 22, which should be how it is. So now we're going to have to go into the center. So to find the center, we'll just go 11 across. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right here, this is where the center is. So I'm going to mark it out with like some glass or something. And then if I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then mark that out too. Now if I go all the way here, these are all temp blocks. You can just use dirt if you want or something like that. Okay, I can break all that. And that is aligned right here. So here is the exact center of this area here. And then I'm going to mark it out with some of this, what is it? Iron bars. I haven't used these in ages. So here we go, here's some iron bars. Now I use iron bars because it looks cool. It looks okay. And it kind of works quite well. Now I'm going to break under here, like that. And then if I get some trapdoors, you can use any trapdoor you want whatsoever. You can use any wood type, it doesn't really make any difference. But we are going to trick the cats into thinking they can actually get a rabbit when they actually can't. And then we're going to be putting a rabbit in the center. Now cats are attracted to rabbits, and only rabbits really. They're not attracted to chickens, which is a little bit annoying because chickens are quite easy to transport, but it's how it works. And then we've got a rabbit there. It's not as easy as that to get a rabbit in place, but I'm in creative, so if I just move it into the center, so we don't want the cats to be able to actually get the rabbit. And then there you go, you've got your rabbit in. Now if I put a cat here, which I'm not going to, it will go towards the rabbit and try and jump, but it will miss it and go into the water stream. Okay, so as you can see, I've repeated all the last task for 3 more times so that you've got all these spawning platforms here. If you really want to, you can only have 1 spawning platform. Even though it will decrease the rates a lot, it will still work perfectly fine. But having all 4 spawning platforms will give you the optimal rates. So if I go under here now we're going to be making the next bit, which is where you're going to transport all the cats into the right section. So if I go under here, I'm going to do it on this one first. So if I go under here, and I'm just going to build an area like this. So I'm going to fill it all in. So I filled all the segment in, and so I've made a ground area here. So now we need to look at the proportion. So look over here, you've got the villagers there. Now we go to the back corner over here, and we break out all here. And then we're just going to make it into a square shape. So the edge will be like a square. And this is to make the water stream perfect, as you'll get a few problems with the water stream if you don't have this sort of segment. And the water should go all the way down here. If it's not, then you need to update the water by putting a block next to the water. And the water should update and move to this sort of area, this sort of sector like that. So now we're going to break all this out. And you've probably got a segment right here. Now we're going to have to choose which side we go, so we could go that side and you connect it to this one. Or we can go this side and connect it to this one. I'm going to go this side, as I like this side. And I'm going to go down like this. So now we're going to make a little platform here. This will be where the water will go. And we're just going to go down here. I could break that there, you don't need that block. And I'm just going to put a platform here for all the water. So you need to fill this whole area in. So if I place some water here, now, the water needs a bit of an update. So if I update the water, as you can see it goes across there. And as you can see, you've got this little sector here. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next bit. So now we're going to need to make the platform even longer. So you can always make it all the way over to there and make them both at the same time. But this bit's quite important, so we're going to have to make the water stream continuously go. Because we want to keep it on the same level to make it look nicer. You don't want it to go down and down and down. It's going to be inconvenient. So for convenience reasons, we're just going to put a sign here. Well, don't need to write anything there. Sign here. And a sign here. And this will stop the water from travelling in there. So now I'm going to put some walls here. And it will bump you up a little bit. So it'll bump you up around like a third or quarter of a block. I'm not too sure actually. And I'm just going to put a sign here. I'm going to put a block here. And then a sign here. Now we're going to put water in the middle. And I think, yeah, that's perfect. I calculated it perfect. So now I'm going to put some water here and here. Then we can break this block. And, oh, I've gone a bit far. If I just stay flying. If I get rid of that text, we don't need that text. Perfect. And that shouldn't. And now you should be able to go across here. So if I go through here, as you can see, I'll keep going and going. This will work with the cats too. And we're going to make a second version of it in a minute. Okay, so now onto the next bit. So this is the next water stream. So we're going to go across here. So I've actually built another one here. So this is going to help out a little bit, just to center it a bit and kind of like show you how it's actually going to be made. So if you're going to be moving on to this bit, I advise making the other water stream as well. And it's made exactly the same as the first one, but on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this sort of area here. Now we're going to be, for now I'm going to fill it in like this, so that we don't have all the water leaking out, because it will be quite annoying. Now I'm going to place a few signs here and here. Now I'm going to place a block here. So it's the same sort of idea. Water here and here and here. And I'm going to go down here with this sign, like that. And I'm going to go down here with the wall. And we'll be doing this on the other side too. So now if I close this off, it's kind of hard to see where it ends. So it ends here. Now we're going to place some signs in. Perfect. And then some water here. Like that. And we're going to place a sign in the middle here. So now if I go down here, as you can see it looks a bit like a mess, but you can kind of see where the middle is, which is quite helpful. You also need the cobblestone wall here as well. I forgot about it. Now where the center is, we're going to put one water source here. Like that. And then we've got this little platform here. We're just going to go across like that. You don't have to go across too much, but I'm going to go across quite a bit. And then we can open this up. And over here we've got this section here. So now the cats will be able to go across here like that. Now I'm going to build this wall here to make it a bit higher so they really can't escape. And that's this bit. Okay, so now onto the next bit, which is actually pretty much the last bit actually. So now we're going to go across here like that. Also, once I've done this step, you'll have to repeat this on the other side too. So it is quite a lot of building and a lot of work to just to get cats, but like still, it's actually much more efficient than like finding them in a village anyway. And it's like the technical Minecraft style too as well. You know, you need to keep that sort of vibe going. So if you want to do it technical Minecraft style, then do it this way. So we're just going to make another water stream over here. So you know how to do this. So I'm going to make this a bit longer actually. Like that. And it's always going to be 2 blocks high. And a water over here. Like that. And as you can see, it makes it all the way to that edge there. Now sign over here. Quickly. Like that. Perfect. And then we're going to put the wall down here. Like that. And then we've got this edge here. So over here, we can just make a little segment here. Like that. And then the cats will drop down into this little segment over here. So if I go down 2 blocks here, and we can just break this one here. Now it doesn't really matter what side they come out of. So we're going to kind of like get them all together in a way. So from both sides, all the cats will be met up together in a way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across like this. We're going to put some water here. It might leak a bit, but we're trying to figure it out exactly because I'm not fully sure how far, so I think I need to go a bit further. So the central AFK point is over here, so we'll have it right here. And over here. And we'll have like a little pen over here. And we also need to do this on the other side too. So make sure you repeat this whole thing on the other side. And also if you want to, this is optional, you can add a little wall bit here just in case the cats are able to escape. This is advised if you want to like make it 100% efficient. So just put some segments up here. Okay, so now you should have repeated the segment over here, which carries all the cats to the middle on the other side. This took me quite a bit of time to construct, just saying. So right here, I've repeated this little tube here, which takes the cats into the middle here. So what you're going to want to do is just make a little chamber here. You can make it quite big so they have enough space to roam around. But I'm just going to make a little chamber here. You don't have to make this sort of chamber, you can do what you want with the cats. Like, you made the farm, so whatever you want to do, just do it. So if you want to make the chamber bigger for more cats, you can if you want to. So I'm just going to make a mini pen like this. And make sure the cats can't get out either. If you want to, then you can also add a sign here. And on the other side here. So they drop down quicker. And this is your cat farm done, pretty much. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. I hope you have like more of an insight into how cat spawning actually works, because it's quite an interesting topic and also quite a complicated one. Like, it took me a long time to understand it, because like they do have their own cap as well, so make sure if you're gonna have this here, you can try and bring them to an unloaded chunk or something like that, so that it doesn't really take up the cap for like that sort of animal group. I'm not too sure what the animal group is, but whatever group it is. So I hope you found this useful. If you want to, you can subscribe, I really don't mind. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video if you're going to watch any more of my videos. And goodbye.